Who all's there today? Hi, Griff. I love you.
It's a small crowd today.
Okay.
It's Griffen, your mom, um, Roger, thank you.
Uncle Roger.
He's been actually very funny before the phone call.
Wes.
He's keeping the vibe up, telling jokes.
Good, good.
Um, Carl,
Hi, Carl. I love you.
and your grandmother. Did I mention her yet?
Yeah,
Your
hi,
mom's
Grandma.
mom.
And Peggy, if you hear me, come in because I have a question for you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Your mom said she'll go get Peggy.
Okay, thank you. No emergency. Okay. Ah, okay, so Griffin, I love you. And say we're 7 years in today. Yes. So I wanted to make today about you and whatever you wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about heaven, but I have a lot of questions from people about heaven and about things they want to ask you. Unless you want to talk about your death date or what you did yesterday or today or whatever you want to talk about. Your show.
Well, his first response, you said, whatever you want to talk about. He wanted to talk about Lake Titicaca. He doesn't really, but it was super funny
It is.
timing wise before. Heaven makes a lot of sense. He says, I think we've shared a lot about my death date and how we experienced it and managed it. I think it would be quite healing to change the imprint of today to be about the afterlife.
Awesome. So you're game for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to leave it totally in your hands. I was like, we can go down Sadville, Madville, or just accept what is and talk about Happyville.
Happyville. He's choosing Happyville.
Okay, good. Are you sure, Griff? Because it's your day.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited. Good. Because it's a roller coaster of a day for me. I don't know why every year before 10:15 I feel like I'm going to puke physically. I just think our bodies have a memory of trauma like that, you know? And then once 10:15 comes, my rest of my day is up and down all over the place. But up until then it's like almost like if I could just stop 10:15 from coming, I could change it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But anyway, so okay, Griff, I love you so much. So I'm gonna take a positive vibe, and we have so many questions about heaven that if some of them are repetitive, I'm sorry, but not everybody's watched all the videos, so we could talk about it forever, and people are interested. So here we go. Okay, so the night that you died, you didn't cross over for a while. Correct me if I'm wrong about anything. I'm just going off of what we've already discussed. Um, what did you see? Did it hurt to die? Um, what did you see right away? And did you feel like you knew you were dead?
No.
Okay.
No. To the
Okay.
last question.
Okay.
He's so funny. He kind of cocks his head to the side. He goes, what does it feel like to be dead?
Right. Right. Exactly.
And he makes a joke. Wait, oh no.
Right.
I need to
Right.
pinch myself, but this is not happening.
Right.
No, feeling dead does not feel different than me asking you, what does it feel like to be alive?
Right.
Because it's all that you know
Uh huh.
and it's your viewpoint.
Right.
There's no way to pinpoint it or to measure it against a different feeling. Being
Okay.
dead doesn't feel different than being alive. I still possess my knowledge,
Okay.
who I am, my character. I think I would say that a big difference is I don't feel as much conflict
Okay.
and I don't experience discomfort
Mhm.
being dead. He goes, this sounds so morbid.
Right. Do
Huh.
you wish there was, do you guys ever talk about that there, that you wish there was another word? Because in honesty, we come to life and come to earth, but from our previous conversations, and this is not home. This is an experience to evolve and grow and really just a moment in time. And when we go home, we recognize home as more of being alive, probably.
We
Home is really
recognize.
more alive, and here is more dead, right?
Yes.
Even though we fight so hard to stay here,
Yes.
and we're so
Can,
afraid to go there.
could you imagine you're fighting so hard to stay in hell?
Exactly. I know. Yeah, okay, because
Um,
this is one of the questions was I want to know what it feels like to experience death. So that's why I'm going to your first night. So your first night, you didn't cross over. And when did you realize you were dead? How long did it take you to realize, oh, I can't get back in my body?
he goes, I don't know. I wasn't checking my watch.
Right.
He goes,
Were you
but
panicking?
no, there wasn't any room for panic
Okay.
or being like upset.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that. It was I was managing my physical body
Right.
because unlike a lot of deaths, I had struggle
Right.
before. Some people, depending on their circumstances, don't, he says.
Right.
So my focus was, to breathe. And when he says focus, the image I have and the feeling I have is that all my energy is kind of up just at my head. Like
Right.
everything is resonating here,
Right.
talking in my head. But he says I couldn't move, anything like that. I wasn't feeling any pain. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't feeling physical pain.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I knew I couldn't breathe well, I didn't have a panic.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I totally know if I was fully conscious and I couldn't breathe, he says, I would be panicking. I'd be trying
Absolutely.
to self Heimlich, things like that. But he said it wasn't like that. He goes, Mom, you know.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my God, you know.
I know. Um, for me, it was so relaxing, it's scary. Like it was like stepping into another room. But I'm older than you, and my thing I was fighting for was to stay for Dill. It isn't the death that hurts, it's the feeling that you're obligated to stay here and the
Mm,
people and the pain you leave behind.
that's a good one.
But you certainly don't think about school or your bills or
Mm-mm.
anything, the house you lived in. All I thought about was Dylan. Like, fucking stay alive, Marshawn. You have Dylan. So, as a child, you were 18. I felt my work wasn't done. And how dare I go out like that for Dylan, was my feeling. So, for you, Griffin, being 18, did you feel not done, or any of those feelings come to you like, fuck, I gotta fight to stay alive, like I'm not done yet, my mom's gonna freak out, my brother's gonna freak out, my dad's gonna freak out, or you were just too young to think of all those thoughts at first? You dealt with that later, I know you did, because we've talked about it.
In the moment, I didn't go into other relationships or anything.
Yeah,
It
nothing.
was just like a really weird self calming or calming self survival
Yeah,
technique.
it's so calm, it's scary. Yeah. And where did you hear a bunch of people talking like I did? You were talking to me. I couldn't hear what you were saying, but was anyone talking to you that you heard? I almost felt like I walked into a stadium with a bunch of noise. Yeah, it was that loud.
Look how many people you've met on this side, he
Yeah,
says.
yeah,
Of course, we're all showing up.
right, right, right. Did you have a
Um,
lot of people show up for you? Did you see anybody? Because I didn't let myself relax to go that far. I was fighting so hard, but I definitely knew what I was feeling.
no, there wasn't a lot of chatter. It was a little more quiet, more
Right.
serene, more dreamlike.
Okay. So then when you went into your dream and you stayed here for, let's just name it a month since time doesn't exist, and you went to your funeral, and the next day I got my call and you got to watch all that. Who was with you? Were you by yourself watching all that? No.
No,
Do you know who was with you? Was it people that are stuck on Earth? Or did someone come down for you? Or what?
he would say somebody came down for him. But
Like
when
a
he was doing
spirit guide?
when he was doing his life review and things like that,
Uh-huh.
all that was very just him.
Okay.
But it's like, there's two different ways of being alone. He was like,
Right.
and I think people on Earth can understand that,
Right.
where you're physically alone. Nobody is in your proximity, but
Yes.
in your head, you're not alone.
Right.
Like there's a voice, there's something there that's not you, but there's a
Right.
presence.
Right.
He said, so it was mostly like that feeling. I was physically alone, but
Right.
some connection was still happening. And he goes, I think that's why I would call it more dream state rather than real to life experience.
Okay. How did you feel when I was over your dead body?
He goes, really?
I'm sorry, go. Dylan said I just said that in my head too.
Really? Um, surreal,
Surreal. Okay.
because that body didn't belong to me. It doesn't look like yourself.
Right.
It does not look like you. I don't care how many times you looked in the mirror. I don't care how much you know about your skin, your eye color. When you're out of it, it is so difficult to connect to it.
I'm going somewhere with this. It's not going to stay morbid. This is why I'm asking you this. Okay, so then when I got pulled aside to go to a medium, how did you feel? And did you make that happen?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you feel? I know how you felt, but I'm going to let you describe it.
Oh, I needed to talk to you,
Right. I
and
was
you
in
weren't
there
listening.
I was over there 4 hours, in there for over 4 hours.
And the only person crazy enough I could find.
Was me.
No,
Mhm.
not you. Um, her, the medium,
Meredith. Oh, yeah, Michelle.
the Michelle.
Yeah.
And he says, once I found her, then I didn't know if I'd ever get another shot at it. So I didn't want to stop. And I wanted to keep repeating everything again and again and again just to make sure that you heard it.
Mhm.
Because it really felt like a one-time deal.
Mhm.
And, I wasn't really fearful that there wouldn't be another opportunity. Because at this time, it's like dual living.
Mhm.
You have all these new capabilities, these new senses,
Mhm.
but nobody's kind of introduced you to them,
Mhm.
and they're just unfolding a bit here and there. So you're still relying on your past experiences to tell you, you know, risk assessment, what's about to come, what's about to happen. So I'm thinking I've got this one shot, it's not going to happen again.
Mhm.
But here I am able to talk directly to you. So
Mhm.
it's just, I was relieved to be able to talk to you.
Mhm. Did it speed up your healing process? Did it help you the way that it helped me? Even though we
Yes.
were both tragically devastated, did it help you?
Yes.